What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK, back at you guys with another video today, and we're coming at you with a new tier list. So, I've been sick, and just now recovering, been sick for about a week there. But yes, we're gonna get right into this video here about what are the most addicting drugs. And so we're gonna be ranking the most addicting drugs from addicted to not addicting. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and hope you guys are staying high, still lifted, and most importantly, are entertained. Leave it down in the comments if you guys enjoyed this video, what you agree or disagree on, and like or dislike. I don't give a fuck. So let's go into this. So the first one right off the bat, we're gonna start from top to bottom. Benadryl or diphenhydramine. So this, I mean, dude, I don't know. Honestly, if you're doing Benadryl, it's fucking degen, dog. I mean, you're close to addicted at that point, because if you're actually into diphenhydramine, bro, that's an addiction. Like, how the fuck are you even into that shit? You know, I mean, I've tried this shit. I've never took like more than 50 milligrams though. I've never even once wanted to trip on this shit. For me, it was DXM, bro. I was like, okay, the legal high that I'm only gonna do is DXM, bro. I did not even fuck with DPH, and I knew about it too. Oh yeah, I most definitely knew about it, bro. And I did not want to do it. I was very fast in finding out how fucking bad it was, dude. The delirium high is very mind-fucky, so I would not do that shit, okay? I mean, if you're already even considering doing that shit, you know, periodically or almost daily, you're a degen, bro. Okay, I mean, you're not even at risk anymore. I mean, we already know you're at risk, bro, but you're straight degen with that shit. Don't be doing that shit, bro, because just look it up, bro. It can be pretty addicting, okay? So I would say that's pretty fucking addicting. Again, yeah, if you're already even considering doing it, you may be addicted to it. Just saying. There's that, you know, mind in the back of your mind where it just leads you to addiction, bro. So you don't want to go that route. So please, that's a degen tier. But anyways, let's go into the next one. Nicotine or cigarettes. Doesn't matter how you consume the nicotine. Well, nicotine patches might be the best, although nicotine by itself isn't really too bad for you. However, it's addicting, bro. Let's be honest, okay? And I'm gonna put it at risk because it's not inherently addicting, but you know it's addicting, bro. All those vapes, the easy access to nicotine, nicotine patches, nicotine gum. I mean, it could be a nootropic for your brain. However, all stimulants or most stimulating compounds actually are a little more addicting because they make you feel like yourself. They make you feel awesome. They make you feel up. Who doesn't want that? So you're at risk for addiction there. For sure, okay? Nicotine, we all know. But, you know, again, you're not like completely addicted. You're not, you know, hellbound on that shit. It really depends who you are as a person. So if you have addictive mindset and a personality, most importantly, I could see you being addicted. So at risk, okay? So be careful. Anyways, let's get into the next one here. We got some cocaine. Good old cocaine. Cocaine, bro. This one's definitely addicting, bro. Let's be honest. And you're not a degen for doing it, you know. So I would say at risk, okay? Because not everyone becomes addicted to cocaine. Me personally, I never became addicted to it. And I was addicted to other drugs, bro. So yeah, cocaine never did it for me. I don't know why. Although I think I know why, because I never picked up that much of it. So I maybe only picked up at most a gram. I'm serious. Yeah, bro. I was really not much of a cokehead. But the addiction seems to happen when you have a big amount. So please limit the amount you pick up, at least. Because if you have a lot, you're going to want to do it, right? But I've always been the kind of user where I'll pick up a gram and I'll use it over like a week or two, bro. Like, I don't fucking go through that shit in one night, bro. Like, I really pace myself because cocaine is a strong-ass stimulant. And I'd much prefer to get things done on it than be high. So I would use cocaine a lot more therapeutically nowadays since I still have ADHD. But, you know, you're at risk. I don't know if you're not like, you know, you're not definitely going to become addicted. I've done cocaine with friends. You know, they were never really addicted. I've probably never had one friend addicted to cocaine. So I would say it's not like a for sure that you're going to be addicted. However, obviously, if you keep doing it, it's going to quickly pass to the G-Gen tier and then over to the addicted one. So please watch out. But you are at risk because some people just can't control themselves. So anyways, let's go over to the next one here. We do have 4-MMC, methadone, cathinone. This, oh man, yeah, this is pretty addicting. At risk, bro, because this shit made me want to vape it. I don't know why, bro. Honestly, I got to the point where I sort of want to vape. I want to see if I can vape some things. Bro, do not ever vape anything like this, bro, because it's so fiendish. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it felt like crack, fucking cocaine, meth, fucking Molly. Like, I felt like all those drugs in one, bro. So I would say you're at risk. You're not definitely gonna become addicted to that, but you're at risk because it's a very fiendish drug and you have to really watch yourself. So yeah, we're gonna keep it there and that's where it's gonna be. So into the next one here, we do have DMT, dimethyltryptamine. DMT, bro, not addicting. It's not, bro. Honestly, and actually, after a crazy experience from this shit, you don't even want to do it no more. At least in my opinion. And I'm sort of afraid of this shit. I'm going to be honest, okay? And that's because going from 0 to 100 is pretty fucking scary. Like, let's be honest. Like, you're sitting there, the next thing you know, you're fucking strapped in your fucking seat. You know, traveling dimensions and shit. That's not addicting because you're not going to want to have that experience all the time, bro. If you break through, it's probably not that comfortable. And for me personally, DMT was never comfortable, bro. Like, it was like salvia, bro. Like, it just hits you immediately, dude. And you just have no time to react. I don't like that shit, bro. I like when a psychedelic kicks in because, like, kicks in slowly. I don't want it to hit me right away. So I would say because of that factor there, it's not addicting because it's just such a crazy experience, dude. Like, and you might have a bad trip and that might put you off forever. So watch out. But it's not addicting. Next one, we have Molly. We kind of know about this. I would say careful for sure, okay? Because, well, for me, it was addicting, bro, but that's because drug of choice, okay? For some reason, Molly fit my brain. I don't know why. It fit my brain the other ways other drugs than Molly didn't fit my brain the same way this did. Well, actually, Benzos did. So, but Molly, careful because it's not, I don't know, bro. Actually, this is a hard one. Definitely not safe. It's definitely not safe. At risk. Shit, I don't know, bro, because some people might be at risk, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna just be nice and be careful because Molly is inherently not addicting. However, it's fiendish, though. God damn, I don't know, man. You know, I'm gonna put at risk because it's a fiendish drug at the end of the day. And I've been addicted to it. I know a lot of people that have been addicted to it. It definitely has an addiction factor. A lot more than just normal drugs. So, yeah, at risk, bro. At risk because you might feel so fucking good from that shit that you're gonna want to do it again. That's addicting. That's literally the hallmark of addiction, bro. If the drug feels good, you want to do it again. So, yes, you're at risk, okay, because the drug is that euphoric, okay? So, watch out for the more euphoric drugs. They're obviously more addicting. But, yeah, that's going to be at risk, okay? But you're not going to become addicted right away. You are at risk, though, I'll be honest, because it's just the nature of the drug there and the experience. So, we're going to leave that there at the at-risk tier. And into the next one, we do have nitrous. So nitrous or whippets, whipped cream canister, doesn't matter what the fuck it is or what represents nitrous, it's nitrous. So nitrous, bro, careful. Careful because it can lead to the addicted tier. Careful because it could lead to an addiction. for me personally, like when you have a lot on you, you're gonna fucking just smoke it all, dude. I mean, you're gonna want to inhale all that nitrous, okay? So pick up small amounts of nitrous if you're gonna be even considering doing it, because if you pick up hundreds and hundreds of whippets, you're gonna go through all of them, bro, and you're gonna feel like shit. And you may just become addicted because you may just want to keep that going, and then you're gonna want to pick up more. Not good, bro. And please keep some B12 by your side. Preferably preferably a sublingual solution, because a sublingual solution will be the best to be absorbed, you know. But anyways, let's get into the next one here. We do have oxys, or really opiates in general. Oxys. Oh man, honestly, shit, this is another hard one, bro, because some people might not become addicted. But if you're doing oxys, man, you're probably gonna be addicted. Let's be honest. Opiates, and this goes for opiates in general, bro. They are such good at, you know, they're so good at pain relieving that you are most likely gonna become addicted. I'm gonna just say that right now. When I picked up a bunch of pills, bro, I went straight to consuming them the normal way, but then I started smoking them. I mean, come on now. Like, that's addicting. It's not normal for a drug to just lead you to that. That's what it did for me, because this is speaking from an addict mindset, okay? I'm very tame nowadays when it comes to my drug use. However, in the past, obviously, I just let myself go a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna just do this for the fuck of it. I didn't even have a job at the time, so I was just fucking doing that shit. I didn't give a fuck. So that's addicting because, bro, when you're in that mindset, you're gonna keep doing it. So the best advice is to limit the supply you have, so you have time to withdraw. Other than that, I hope you don't have a source in person, because you're definitely gonna become addicted very easily. You're gonna keep going back, and that's where they want you, bro. So watch out. Now for the next one here, we have Xanax or Benzos. Bro, this shit, I'm sorry. It's got to go to the addicted category. I know there's, you know, outliers. You know, I'm one myself. I got over the addiction. However, it still made me addicted. The fact that it made me addicted, bro, is addicted tier. So, yeah. Okay. Anything that represents an oxy or anything that represents a fucking benzo, whether it's pressed or not, bro, they're still going to be addicting, because they're more than likely going to have a stronger fucking RC benzo or an RC opiate like ODSMT, which is not stronger, but very, very similar, right? But you get what I mean. They're just going to put fucking whatever they want in there. So don't trust that shit, because it may kill you, so watch out. But yeah, that's definitely addicted. You're definitely gonna become addicted, in my opinion. Even for people that don't have a drug use problem, like if you get the high of a benzo, bro, you're gonna want that shit again. And again, I'm speaking from an addict mindset, so if you're already an addict, these drugs, I mean, they're gonna become addicting, bro. So watch out. Next one here, we have lean. Lean, you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's addicted, bro, because I'm speaking from, like, say if you had a big ass supply of this shit, you had a source in person, you're able to keep consuming it over and over, you're addicted, dude. Yeah, oh yeah. Lean is addicted. For sure, 100%, you're gonna become addicted to that shit. The way it tastes, the way it smells, everything, okay? And don't really gotta speak on why. We all know why it's addicting. Watch out for that one. Next one here, Etizolam. So yeah, I wanted to include this one because Etizolam for me, bro, was addicting as fuck. Mostly because I was using it kind of just to feel better. I was also using it to get high, and that's the way you get addicted. And who doesn't really use benzos to not get high? Let's be honest here. If you're just using it therapeutically, eventually you're probably going to use it to get high, because your brain's become accustomed to, you know, that chemical. So Etizolam was a lot more addicting than other RC benzos for me, bro. Like, it was more euphoric. That's why it made me feel so much better than Xanax, even, which is crazy. I even think it was stronger than Xanax in a way. In a way. It's very, very hard for me to know why that felt like that, but Etizolam, bro, that's a hard one, man. You're gonna have to watch out. Like, I'm serious. I don't really know where to get it anymore. I'm sure it's still around a little bit, but it's addicting, dude. Okay, you will become addicted at some point when using Etizolam. I'm gonna be honest. At least from my perspective, that's that. So it's really just the same as any benzo, bro. They're addicting, so watch out. Now we do have weed here, so weed. I don't know, man. I can't just put it in non-addicting. Let's be honest, it's addicting. I would say it's safe. Safe, where it's mostly not addicting. You might have like a slight problem using it. Or I don't know, bro, because sometimes, bro, weed addiction is very, very, you know what? Caution, bro. Caution. Because as much as people hate to admit that it's not addicting, it really is addicting, bro. And you gotta watch out. So, yeah, that's gonna be the caution category for sure. Caution meaning you have to watch your use. You have to make sure you're not abusing it. You have to make sure you're getting good quality shit as well. You don't want to be smoking pesticides or the weird shit or, you know, other stuff that's not weed, like those THC cannabinoid fucking analogs. You know, yeah, you have to have caution. Most importantly, bro, weed addiction is real. 100%. I mean, I'm gonna admit it, bro. I'm addicted to weed, not like a crazy way, but there's days where like I just can't really, you know, start my day without, you know, smoking weed. So that's one way you know you're addicted. You can't start your day without a drug. That's addicting. So caution, bro. It's not addicting. It's definitely addicting. It's got its potential there. And mostly because of the high THC percentages nowadays, that's why it's more addicting nowadays. So maybe smoke less strong shit. That's one word of advice I can say. But yeah, so caution with weed for sure. However, it's generally safe and not addicting if you could control the habit, obviously. But a habit becomes addiction because habits are addicting, let's be honest. So yeah. If it becomes a hobby, that's addicting. But yeah, so let's get into the next one here. We do have 7-hydroxytragenine. So 7-OH. This one, I'm gonna put careful, you know, at risk, bro, because, yeah, at risk. Because it is a lot more addicting than just kratom by itself. And, you know, if you've tried it, I'm sure you know that already. And hopefully you weren't already addicted before trying it. But that's probably not the case. And I hope you're working on sobriety because honestly, bro, I mean, you might feel better on this, but when does that stop? When does it become an addiction? I don't know. It's up to you, right? So it depends. So you're going to have to watch your use with 7-OH for sure. You're at risk of addiction. Just going to have to be really careful, okay? Really not much else to say there other than it's addicting, bro. If it's stronger than morphine, it's addicting. So watch out. Next one we have is LSD. Good old LSD is not addicting at all. In fact, yeah, my last trip was April 19th, bicycle day. I've had not one urge to take this again. There's no urge to take this at all. It's not addicting, bro. So yeah, LSD, bro. We all know it's not addicting. The next one we have is meth, methamphetamine. I mean, bro, yeah. If you're so much as even using that shit, you're probably addicted. Bro, like you couldn't just do Adderall or something. Like you just skipped Adderall straight went to meth, man. That's called an addict. I'm gonna be honest. You don't just skip Adderall and go to meth, okay? So you're addicted at that point. I'm gonna be honest. You don't just fucking do that. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me, bro. You're telling me Adderall? I mean, Adderall's pretty strong and that wasn't enough? We all know what you're doing. You're doing it because you're an addict. So meth is addicted for sure. Very addicting. Watch out for the drug. Watch out. Next one we have is ketamine. Yeah, this is another hard one, bro. We actually know it's addicting for some people. Careful, okay? Careful, okay? Because it can easily lead to addiction, or it can easily lead to being not addicting. So it's really a matter of, you know, how you act with ketamine, bro. So you got to really watch out for that one, okay? Into the next one here, we do have heroin. Oh, man. Yeah. You're between a degen and addicted on that one because of, yeah, it's heroin, bro. Okay. It's very addicting. You got to watch out for that substance. It's not for the faint of heart there. You can even die. So watch out for that drug. Definitely don't be abusing that one, okay? So, and I'm not really going to speak on why it's addicting. We all know it's addicting. So let's get into the next one here. GHB, gamma hydroxybutyrate. So this one, you know, I'll be honest, you're at risk for addiction, okay? It's not inherently addicting right away. It's not so fiendish either, although it could be because of the euphoric quality of it. So you really have to watch out how much you're using GHB and the frequency of use there, because it can be addicting if you keep using it. The more often you use it, obviously, is more addicting. So watch out for the frequency of usage. You should be good, man. You should be good. But definitely at risk, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're quickly going to become addicted if you don't watch your use. So let's get into the next drug here. We have ODSMT, O-desmethyltramadol. This one, I'm going to put careful because personally for me, it wasn't as addicting as other opiates. I tried it in a pill form with another opiate, and that was more addicting, but that was probably because of the other opiate. ODSMT by itself for me wasn't as addicting because of the high dosage range for it. It didn't really leave me that euphoric, I'm going to be honest, compared to other opiates. But careful, yeah, because it's very similar to tramadol. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't have that much of an abuse potential, luckily, as other opiates. So in my opinion, just be careful with this. Don't be abusing it. I mean, you can easily become at risk, so watch out for that. But in my opinion, just be careful because it wasn't as addicting as other opiates. So that was pretty interesting for me. Again, I'm only speaking from my perspective, so it does alternate between careful and at risk. So let's get into the next drug here. We do have crack. Oh, man. Yeah, if you're doing fucking crack, bro, and I have a grandma, like a step grandma that's actually addicted to this shit, I know, it's crazy. Like, I literally have someone I know in my family that's addicted to crack. So it's addicting. Bro, watch out for that shit. For me personally, it wasn't addicting. I did not like my heart rate shooting up to 170 BPM or higher. It's almost like it almost induced a heart attack. So if you want a straight way for a heart attack, bro, that's crack for you. I mean, it's got such a harsh abuse potential, bro. It's just disgusting, man. Don't be doing that shit. Next one we have here is alcohol. So, yeah, this one, at risk, bro, because it's not inherently addicting. Some people could control themselves, although it could become addicted. Okay? It could become addicting, so watch out for that one. Definitely watch out for that one. Can't say that enough. Can't stress that enough. Alcohol can definitely be addicting. So I would definitely keep that the at-risk tier. Because for me personally, I could control myself with alcohol. So some people can, okay? But it is addicting. So it alternates between at-risk, degen, and the addicted tier. So watch out for that. Next one we have is salvia. So salvia, honestly, salvia is not addicting because of just how fucking fucked it is, man. I've never heard anybody become addicted to salvia. And salvia actually scared me away more than DMT, bro. Like, I did not want to keep doing that shit more than DMT. So I would say it's not addicting just simply because it's just such a fucked up experience. Like, meaning it's not even euphoric, bro. It's a dysphoric drug. It really is. Like, it literally attaches to a receptor that causes dysphoria. and almost delirium activity in your brain. Why the fuck would you want to do that shit, bro? Like, what the fuck are you on? You must be a kid, because at this point, I'm 25 years old, almost 26. Bro, there's no way I'm doing that shit anymore. There ain't no way. I'm all for good feeling drugs. So, yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Shrooms. You know, that's not addicting, bro. Let's be honest. We know it. We know this by now. Shrooms are not addicting. However, I guess they could be in a way. All psychedelics can be a little bit addicting. However, they quickly run out of that addiction because it's more of just like an experience thing. You're more just using it to have an experience, and once you have enough experiences, you're not really doing it anymore. So, yeah, it's not addicting, and we know why. So, it's the next one here. We do have Adderall. Since we didn't put anything in safe, I'm gonna just put that in the safe category. However, it can be addicting. Like, people don't really tweak it out on Adderall. They don't really become addicted to Adderall, I would say. They're more just like gonna go to meth at that point. Let's be honest, because it's cheaper and more of a high. Because if you're using Adderall to get high, why would you use Adderall to get high? That's what meth is for. I'm serious. Because meth has the serotonin activity, which is generally more euphoric when it comes to drugs. So Adderall is safe, I would say. It's just kind of cold in its high. It's not really like that crazy. However, I'm going to just put it there. We all know it could be more addicting than just safe. I just want to put something there. But it's kind of halfway between safe and caution. So now I'm going to put it like here, bro. Yeah, safe and caution, because you can easily become addicted if you're just an addict, bro. I mean, I've known people that abuse Adderall personally, but those are tweakers already, man. So for a normal fucking person, man, it's between safe and caution, bro. So we're going to keep it there. I did want to put something there. So, yeah, we're just going to leave it there and move on to the last drug. So, we have DXM, dextromethorphan. DXM, caution, bro. Or, yeah, caution. I don't know. It's not too addicting, I would say. However, it can lead to addiction, okay? I was never really personally addicted to DXM, because it's such a crazy experience, very mindfucky. It is definitely less addicting in my opinion. However, caution is to be advised, and if I really were to be honest, it's kind of like halfway between caution and careful, because you're almost at risk of addiction at that point. Just because if it's an over-the-counter high and it's legal, it's a little more addicting that way. You're going to have a lot more kids stealing DXM bottles like this, like I did back in the day. So there's one example of how addicting it could be. So, but yeah, I'll be advised with that one, and we're gonna leave it right there. Anyways, this concludes the what are the most addicting drugs tier list. Leave it down in the comments if you guys agree or disagree with this tier list here. I would say I was pretty fair in the rankings here. I didn't really consider anything safe here. Safe would mean that it's really not addicting in a way, but most of these drugs can be addicting in a way. I'm gonna be honest. All of these drugs can be addicting with the right person. So watch out. Don't be the right person. Be the safe person. Don't be abusing drugs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are staying high, staying lifted. Join my harm reduction and substance Discord. And yeah, let's keep it moving with that. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.